Welcome back, everyone, to Hearthstone Lobby Legends Magic of Azeroth. We've had 5 games now in our 5th Lobby Legends of the year, and in our 6th one, there's a chance it could all be finishing. A pretty good chance, as we are in the check format. Once a player reaches 20 points, with first place getting you 7 points, 8th place getting you 0 points. Once you hit that threshold of 20 points, you need a win in order to close out the tournament, as we keep saying time and again. And with 3 of our competitors at that threshold, being Ribapusa, Say, and Alex, all are in with a shot of closing this one down. And for Ribapusa, you know, as much as it hurts, as he was so close to clutching that win, the rules are the rules, as you said. And this one feels like it's just slowly starting to ebb away from him, as he's still as likely as anyone else of any of the other 3 players to take the win. But you start to feel cursed at a point like this, I think.
Nah, he's got it. He has his worst finish today has been 4th place. He's been 4th, 3rd, 1st, 2nd, 3.5. He's fine. He's fine. He'll get it. He'll get it done. The 3 players who've got the lobby in check, Ribapusa, Say, and Alex, have all played on the Twitch stages of the event before. The other one in this final who has being Zixo, who is sort of marching up the standings now. So I don't know if that means anything, if it's just coincidence, but the 3 people who've had the prior experience of playing on stream are the ones who are going noticeably the best as well, with a large points discrepancy between them. And yeah, there's only 2 or 3 players even possible to get into check if they don't win this time. So not quite seen it like this before with 3 runaway players.
Indeed, yeah. But we have seen, again, that in situations like this, we always talk about how the winning players who are in check, who put the lobby in check, need to go for winning strats. Obviously, they need to get a first place, or essentially whatever else happens doesn't really matter. However, the players underneath them are kind of also incentivized to do so, or things can really start to go wrong for them. Zixo here on Denathrius does need to get a first place exactly in order to put the lobby in check, very interestingly.
Snap pick Denathrius and see what he ends up getting here.
Oh, yeah.
What's Alex? Alex chance of winning the tournament outright, of course. A player that's familiar to us as well, not just from Lobby Legends, but we've seen him do reasonably well at Masters Tours as well. Let's just say on AFK, which is a hero that I quite like.
Really?
Again, the 3-on-3 argument goes on, but you know, AFK's 3-on-3 in her own way.
Yeah. With demons in the pool, you're very happy to go for it then to get the Overseer for the very, very good outcome. You know, dragons for the bronze one. There's quite a few good options. 5 Battlecry minions, whatever it is looking very tempting, as there are 3 in the shop right now for Zixo, which I think pushes you onto Devils in the Details. Like, these are kind of roughly equivalent in terms of tempo, maybe the Devils in the Details being slightly higher, in fact. Yes. But Battlecry, very easy to do here for Zixo.
Yeah, with that shop, I think the Devils... We don't see Devils very often because the difficulty of completing it versus the reward doesn't balance very well, or hasn't been doing. But this looks perfect, right? He's going to get it online very quickly, get some numbers on the board, start eating some minions, and should get very good tempo going into his 2nd quest. And you know, we've seen Denathrius when he gets these starts where the first quest is resolved quickly, which is equivalent to having your hero power early game. Yeah, then your 2nd quest can carry you through because you're a long way ahead. Exciting times for a Zixo.
I mean, nice easy turn, right? Buy, coin, buy. You've got 3 of your 5 battle cries already gone then. And, oh, okay. Sure, you can hold, but you still buy, you still get the quest completion.
Yeah, that's exactly what you didn't say anything about playing it, Derek.
Yeah, exactly.
You left that up to Zixo.
As next turn, you know, on Tavern Tier 1, still got a good few battle cries that you can look at, and a 2-mana hero power. So Zixo, a player who hates floating gold in these early turns, will be happy with potential 100% gold utilization heading into turn 3.
Heading into the Tog Waggle turn in a couple of turns. Ursu?
Okay, no real thoughts here, as again, you're toggers, so you go for the button on turn 4.
Yeah. So just yepping you. Zigzo here with absolutely nutty stuff going on.
Okay, so obviously you're buying probably the Swabby. But you don't necessarily have to play it once again. Who are you up against? AFK. Okay, and this is the bad turn to play against AFK, right? But they're going to be playing both their 3 drops. So if you did want to deny the damage you're going to be taking, you want to be playing them both. And damage you are going to be taking with Bronze Warden and the Cyclone as well. This is a fantastic start for CSA.
Yeah, and also somehow is on 46 health still.
Oh yeah, true.
As AFK. Wow.
I guess everyone perfectly happy with not dealing damage if it means you get easier quest completion. Yeah, interesting.
Like normally there's AFK, you're forced into playing your stuff. But with that high health, you did have an actual choice. All right, what Ziggs are going to get as the other part of this.
Alrighty. Add 18 cards to your hand. A little bit tricky to do.
7 refreshers. He could do that next turn and he'd instantly get 3. What would he get back, actually?
True.
If he just spends next turn pressing refresh, loses the whole turn and gets the snacks, he would get 2 coins. Or a coin plus a Swabby activation.
Yeah.
I doubt he'll do that, but it's kind of tempting.
Okay, he's already got himself Devil in the Details to start munching these minions up. Gets himself a really nice minion to be a munchin with the Crackling Cyclone. I think I'm taking that over the Juggler, though. Right, with no Demon Synergy.
I think so, too.
Strong Arm, I guess, as well, technically tempting.
It was worth a look, but
pirate,
I don't think he wants the Strong Arm on the board for when he completes the quest.
Yeah, that's true. Could be good. If you're just cycling through pirates, that's like pumping out a lot of stats.
True.
Not necessarily guaranteed to do so. As Alicia-san, man, I mean, talk about leveling here, right? Omu plus double Swabby with the Snicker Snacks on board. He is going to be rocketing up the Tavern tiers.
Yeah, it has completed the quest too.
Yeah. Those Swabbies are going to be going every single turn. It's nuts.
Love it. On Omu.
Exactly. It's nuts.
I know you were just going through it one thing at a time because my poor brain
yeah.
can't cope with speed anymore. Yeah. Absolutely flying. I'll keep pressing buttons.
You level, you go to 6 gold. You can double buy, but these minions all suck.
Do they? Yeah, oh, I see. He's going to go, because of the quest, he is going to play the demon.
Yeah, sure. Would rather. Yeah, you'd probably rather the tempo of munching a minion every turn.
So now you probably sell one of the Swabbies and coin and just buy yourself a nice little dragon?
Probably. Having the pair is still nice, and you have like a 2 out of 3 chance to still eat a minion. And if you don't, like, it's not terrible. You still get reasonable enough activation. So I think I'm selling the droplet here. Yeah.
There you go.
As to what you buy, that's less obvious, though.
Yeah, I mean, I would buy Salty here, but I think, like I said, a good player buys Bronze Warden. I'm just a bit of a salty looter.
Yeah, Alex JP with Parasol to try and keep him alive in these early turns, but a very weak Millhouse for what you would expect at this point in the game, right?
Yeah. Is holding that gold, and so presumably has been spending on leveling.
Yeah, it feels that way.
It's like more old school Millhouse than recent, because you stop leveling quite early on Millhouse a lot of the time now, I think.
Be unable to tie this. But not too devastating of a loss. Taking 7 means he's still well out of the danger zone for now.
What type of tier is he on? Just about to go to 4.
3 up to 4. So we can take a 5.
Take a 5. Take 2 5s.
Oh yeah, look at this. Sell the Swabby, right? Or
yeah, looking for the usual suspects. Nomis, Brands, Hoggars.
Oi, oi.
One. Didn't hit the second hogger.
Yeah, there's not two.
We've got to take the middle card here, I think.
I think I like right card a little bit more.
Yeah, he's not sure. Okay.
Yeah, not bad.
Those three, I think. Yeah.
Beefing up Hogger's health, Divine Shield, and Stealth. Like Silent Knight from back in the day. Do you remember that card?
No.
Yeah, didn't see any play. It was just, I think it was a 3-mana 2/2 with Divine Shield and Stealth, and it was like Silent Knight, like with a K.
Ah, with a K.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
I learned all my jokes from Blizzard flavor texts.
Explains a lot.
Exactly. It's where they come from. What's this Togwackle doing? Okay, that's why. It's fine. It's turn 6. I was thinking it was like turn 9 and this was garbage, but everyone's had faster and faster starts as the game has gone on. People got used to quests.
What's the quest? Sorry, so it's Rimgosu, play 5 Battlecry minions, and Alter Ego. So each even tier minions have +6/+6, then it swaps each turn. So opponent just completing the Parasol. That's, you know, reasonable time to be completing the Parasol. Usually you'd like that a turn earlier if you can. But still, yeah, the fact that this Alter Ego still hasn't been completed needs to be remedied pronto for Rimgosu.
Yeah, because it's not particularly great as a quest, largely because later on it's pretty rubbish. Early on, you know, you get something out of it. 6/6 is okay. Like you say, needs to get on with it. Let's just say with a chance here.
What's going on out here?
Being greedy for 6, but his board's too small.
Okay. Branjamin looking pretty good.
Interesting that, you know, as a player who has the lobby in check, he's played this very differently to how we've seen some people do it before. He hasn't actually, at every stage where he could have done something crazy, like even on turn 4, where he could have just kept all the cards in his hand, for instance, he hasn't been willing to take the damage or play differently. He's just playing well and letting himself win the lobby by playing good battlegrounds.
Dixo here with a real weird board. With, what was it, Snicker Snacks and the... Sorry, and the Devil's in the Details, yeah. Which was giving him some pretty good battle cries. Those Smoggers, they can target themselves, unfortunately, which is a bit of a downside in that instance. But if you can hit the Divine Shields, that was a huge amount of very nice stats that you're gaining.
Talking of gaining nice stats, River Prisoner now, he's got the Fellbat, he's got some demons, he's got a Taragoza getting buffed with 3 dragons, both sides every turn.
This is big.
This is tempo that will get him to 6 and give him a chance. Yeah, the smile on his face of sort of, right, here we go again then. I think he fancies his chances here.
Yeah, Stealth Pashmar is not to be sniffed at either, with just a lot of extra, you know, you're getting to the point where you can get Divine Shield, Wind Fury, very nice buffs.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how he goes from here, because he wants to presumably keep getting this Taragoza big. Obviously, tripling the promo would be nice, but also which demons he settles on. One of the problems with Fellbat is you don't really want 7 demons. It looks great, but really want 3 or 4 big focused ones and leave some utility open for the rest of your board.
Okay, so you still got the Snicker Snacks. The Battle Cry is working alongside it, being a little weirder at this point. The demons are okay to just keep gaining a few stats every turn, but you're looking for something a little more impressive now. Maybe guaranteeing the Strong Arm to go off, because with the number of pirates you can buy with another Peggy as well, you'd really like that Battle Cry to go off for just like a +5/+5 at the end of your turn.
Yeah. Taking a weird turn in that particular play. Riverpools are not really getting anything of progress there. Let's have a look how Elisir-san's going to do this. Overseer with 2 demons eating things obviously makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it does. Ended up ditching the Strong Arm, interestingly, which is not where my head would have been at.
He takes a Swabby. Push the Snicker Snacks.
It's pretty nice, right? Double chomp to end the turn. Man, these overseers are so good.
They really are.
How strong they are. For Yunchang, though, they're going to have to be pretty strong because he's the first player down in that danger zone, and he's met himself a pretty formidable opponent on these demons. The piggyback imp going to have to be rather appropriately piggybacking him to victory.
Yeah, he is not getting there, don't think, here.
Close.
Damage always adds up more from the snipes than I expect.
Oh, he's got it. Yeah, nice. Very close, but he's able to stay alive for one more round, sending Alicia-san down into the danger zone. And Alicia-san is one of the players who is just outside of the checkpoint, so he needs a 6th or better in order to be able to put the lobby in check. So really just needs any tempo he can possibly get. Doesn't need to win, just needs 6th at bare minimum.
A minute ago we were saying Sesse's hardly taken any damage. Look how that health total's come right down the last couple of fights. And Sesse, really, lack of direction has been a problem for the last few turns.
Now we're getting somewhere, though, with our world-first theater coming into play, which you truly love to see. In terms of what you sell, though, it's kind of tough.
Yep, so your biggest minion?
Overseer? Yeah, but that's another minion type, right? To go with the theater that you really want to be juicing up as much as possible. I think it's the 4/4 Overseer. Like, it's good, but it's not game-endingly powerful, right? It's...
it depends. Yeah, he agrees.
Another Myrmidon? Another Myrmidon? No way!
Okay, that's what you do.
All right, now we want to buff this. Now we want to buff this. Another Theo as well. Oh my god.
Oh, he's going for it. He's gone full meme. He's lost it.
This is strong.
It is.
This is a lot of stats he's getting.
It's funny. Leroy?
What's he going to sell? Sell the Bran? Yeah.
Oh.
Look at this. It's getting +4/+4 with every minion you play. That triples. It doesn't double. That triples on the stats now. As long as you don't die, this is...
Oh, it's the wrong shape. It's it's the wrong side, but it hits the Leroy instead. Look at his happy little face, Derek. He's having a great time.
That was disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
To the Naga, it was the exact right size to kill it, but instead it just piled straight into the Leroy.
Who was that as his opponent? Was that Rimgosu? I mean, that was disastrous for him. Oh my lord. Oh, on the other side, though, we see exactly 9, I believe, for Yunchang. And Ribapusa falling alongside him. Oh no, it's all going wrong. From being in a position where he was so close to winning it, the Demons just not managing to scale up quite enough. I didn't see you played against him there, but...
Zigzo has that 42-41 Cyclone that went piling into the wrong place last fight.
I bet he was very happy to see that.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he was very amused. Yeah. Does have just Jugs on the board with buffs available for his version of Snickers. I feel like we haven't seen Snickers Snacks. Now everyone's got one.
Oh man, there's a lot going on in this game. Double Ogre with some very nice stats. Golden Peggy as well. Orgazoa, that's more cards in hand. Bran, if you want it, is more cards in hand with a Shell Collector and a Mirazond as well. Just keep clicking, man.
Yeah, for late, yeah, it's fine. Press buttons and wish you were on your own server.
Yeah, pretty much. This is not easy to do from across the globe.
You have to reach out all the way over and, yeah.
Oh my god, Smogger, but there's no targets because he just sold the Amalgam. Oh, but he's got the Wildfire. Oh, but he sells it again. It's too much, man. I can't. He doesn't know what to do, dude. I don't play him. This is so
just
tough.
Cards.
Just cards, yeah.
He's
up against 6-0.
Buffing up, yeah.
And it looks big enough, right? There was a 50-50 Divine Shield on the other side. There's a 100 health one on this side.
Yeah, Zigzo is suddenly looking incredibly small, actually, here.
Yeah, look at all this stat. Zixo cannot stand up against this. And unless he can take out the Baron, he might be dying to this as well.
Yeah, the taunt saves him there, so he's going to live just another round. But in a way, it doesn't matter to Zixo. If he doesn't win this lobby, he's not going to have check for the next time. I guess there's a world where he gets checked the time after, but come on.
With Yunchan going out as well, Alicia-san, even down at 2 health, I think is happy. His job is done. Say, though, here on the Golden Theater. Come on, Country Roads, take me home, as this is absolute filth. What is happening, dude?
This is just going to be a golden strong shell for no reason at all.
No reason.
It's golden, and it's a neutral card. The theater.
Orgazoa.
Yeah.
That's neutral.
Just keep playing neutral stuff. And your 3 cards are getting bigger.
My quest begins here.
That's neutral.
I've spotted a pattern, Derek. I think I worked it out.
Yeah, I think you might have.
Oh my. And honestly, is this going to be big enough? Like, it's pretty large, but is it actually that? It's hilarious, but is it actually really that big?
Well, you get 160, 160. I think so. The rest of his minions are not nothing. You know, this Theater, it's buffing up the rest of them very, very rapidly. I mean, the question to be asked is whether or not he should sell one of these Leroys for a different minion type, which I think if it was going to happen, it would have happened a couple turns ago or 1 turn ago. Now it feels a little late and you'd rather just have a Leroy than a big minion.
Yeah, we're going to see how it matches up now. Yeah, I mean, so the theory would be the Leroys trade 1-for-1 with the opponent's medium or big stuff, and then you're bigger than their remaining stuff with your 3 silly buffed Theater minions. But then you've got a Theater on the board that's just 12-12 doing nothing apart from being your engine. But in the fighting, it's losing, so...
Destroy the Divine Shields. You know, if you can get Divine Shield on your own Manted, there's a chance here, I think, for JP.
Yeah, there's a lot going on here. That's not...
Oh, that's not the hit you needed.
Oh, nor's that? Oh, my.
I think this one's spiraling out of control.
Yeah, he's done so. Magnetic Leroys.
Yeah, there you go. That's the one. Dude, the Myrmidon. It's the most weird, messed up tea party in the world, but it turns out Myrmidon and Overseer, a dragon, are just the guests that Theater needed.
Walk into a bar, yeah. The barman says, we've only got tea. And they were like, all right, well, we'll chill out here for the day then.
So what is that? 3 players down. Zixo biting the dust, unable to get that first place he so crucially needed. Alex, as one of the other players, putting the lobby in check, means that Ribapusa, Alex, both out. Sese, the only player with the lobby in check, currently still in the running to take the win. And I've got to be honest, currently right now, I think he might be able to do it.
I think he might as well. Vimgosu, in the world where it's not over after this, needs a top 2. So can help himself by winning the lobby and simultaneously preventing Sese from winning the lobby and get himself into check for next round. And this is what he's working with. It's some stuff.
It's just that one Urzul that's giving him a glimmer of hope, but it's not much of a glimmer, is it?
It's really weird because you're up against 2 70-70s with a bunch of 30-30 and 40-40s. I agree with you. I don't think it's enough, but it's one of those things where actually if at some point it might be that you trade 2-for-1 with your bad stuff and your good stuff goes 1-for-1 and you're okay.
Right. And I guess to be fair, he does have his minions are smaller, but he has more of them and they're all at a kind of reasonable size.
Yeah, it's going to be. I think he's a big underdog, especially as his big thing his Urzul has taunt, which just gets Leroyed out of existence. But yeah, the 12-12s and stuff get picked off without being a threat. Oh, and that's big if he survives this turn, because then he'll have a massive Elemental.
True. Then on the other side, we've kind of been not focusing on Taurus all too much, who has just been slowly but surely juicing up his Tarragosas with the sideshows as well. Or the prize promo drakes, sorry.
Are they big enough? The Tarragosas, there's, again, how do you make it so that if your big thing dies to Leroy, you're okay? That's the problem here. There isn't a backup big thing.
Oh, that's not the hit for Leroy. I think it is big enough, right? This Divine Shields are... Oh, this Taragosa is absolutely enormous. Oh, it's so close, actually.
I think he's got it.
That's the hit.
He's got it.
Yeah, that's the hit.
Leroy's not doing their jobs.
Oh man, everybody else in the lobby cheering for Torisan right now to be able to take down Say, because it's going to pretty much come down to this. Like you say, I don't think Rimgosu has got enough to stand up against either of these players, and it's just whether Torisan can hold Say away from taking the win.
Rimgosu, he's managed to triple the refreshing. He's tripled the elemental. This is some big stuff now.
That's true.
Especially
That's
with
actually
the
true.
in play.
Yeah.
He's absolutely huge. The problem before was he had one big minion. It was taunted. It was getting killed by Leroy.
Right.
Now he's got the elemental, and somewhere in between times as well as the elemental, he's found the refreshing. He is large as well now.
Large and in charge. Well, he doesn't have any amalgams, though. I guess you could pick one up. Oh, he has one in hand. Okay.
Yeah, play that card. Good luck.
Yeah. I mean, target fell back, but then you have to lose an extra minion. Target Leroy? Yeah.
Yeah, well, this elemental has been doing some work to get the size of these things up to 45, 50 through this game.
Yeah, for real. You kind of forget about
milking.
Like back in the day, you know, people were always complaining about the Golden Dazzling and Avenge being too strong, and you know, I know it's gotten a lot weaker since then, but you can't underestimate it. It's still strong.
Yeah, he must have just been crazily milking. Like that's where the damage came from. Down to 13. Oh, this board isn't far away, Darrett. Probably. So you've got a choice now. Do you want to play a rock so your opponent's Leroys have, you know, a lesser target to hit, or do you want to play a selfless because it's a selfless?
Oh man, if you can chomp up some of these big Ellies as well. Oh no, he missed. He missed on the one Ellie. Oh no, wait, he got it. Sorry, because they all 3-8. Sorry, my mistake. My mistake.
Ouch.
Oh, terrible hit for the Leroy though.
This is just some big old-fashioned minions crashing into each other.
Just bish, bash, bosh. Man, is this gonna end up a draw? No, close, but not quite. Not gonna die though, as he survives at 1 HP at the end of it. As the real problem now for both players up against Torisan on the Dragons is figuring out how to remove the Divine Shields and not have them be immediately reapplied by Nadina, which is a very, very difficult task to do because, you know, it's at 4 health. It's not dying to the Tunnel Blaster itself. And of course, Tunnel Blaster having Taunt innately means it's very difficult to make it not die for a couple turns before the Nadina does.
Yeah, it's nicely set up for Torisan. It's also nicely set up for Say to have to struggle to win. This 1 health means that Rimgosu kind of gets a free shot at the person trying to win the lobby before Torisan gets the more likely to succeed shot. Leaving his opponent open just to give a free swing at his enemy. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, sure. Let's just button. There's a Tunnel Blaster. I'm not certain if it's good, but it's definitely a tempting option.
Yeah, it depends how much he knows about the opposing board. I assume they all know each other at this point. I feel like we've had 3 players for a long time since Dizix went.
Fish are friends, not food.
Not getting anywhere yet this turn. Obviously, very difficult without Murlocs in to do anything exciting with your Amalgam, and even more difficult without Mechs in because you can't even give it a shield. So
Yeah, just relying pretty purely on raw brawn alone.
yeah, I'd like to see something end up with a shield out of these big, or out of like a Felbad or one of the 48 attack things or something. At the moment, Leroy is just going straight in here.
Okay, Leroy's cancel each other out. That's a big start. And then
Huge start.
from there,
Oh!
I don't know, man. Like, if the Leroy can take out the Azul, but the Divine Shield denies that, and then it dies to that instead, meaning that Rimgosu is going to be able to take this one down.
Yeah. Rimgosu, the massive elementals. Apparently he had even more light spawns that we didn't see earlier.
Oh, really?
Gets Say out of there, and we are going to go to a game number 7. But first, we've got to finish game number 6 and find out what's going to happen. Torusan still won't be in check, even if he wins this, but as many points as possible to try and scrape their next lobby, maybe?
Right.
And Rimgosu does need a top 2, which he has achieved. So we're going to have another player in check alongside Alicia-san as well, who will also have check going next turn.
All right, so over half the lobby going to be in check next turn. As right now, what can make this better for Torusan? How can he upgrade his stats here?
Kind of can't.
Yeah.
It's more about what text do you want to put in there to try and beat what your opponent's putting in front of you. How often do you want to refresh these shields? You haven't seen a Leroy on the other side. You can see maybe there's one.
Can't remember if they did. I think they might have done, but you know there's very little divine shieldage, so Tunnel Blaster goes down in value quite heavily. But if you can get a Manted, I think you'd leap at that chance.
There's also the option to like play a glow scale or something ridiculous just to put another Taunty out there. I don't think that works though.
It does choose to buff the stats, which is a reasonable difference. And ends on that to take out the Leroy, yeah.
Okay. Sure. It's just the one big minion, but it is a big minion that should get shielded several times.
Yeah, exactly. And it's other reasonable minions, you know, like a 70-70, well, two 70-70s. I like... They're making a difference in the game. Ooh, these divine shields not going his way, though.
Going to the Leroy, that would have been very different.
Damn. Not able to get it done. The Ellie's climbing up. I didn't think they'd be climbing quickly enough, but just getting a bunch of triples, yeah, it really racks it up, doesn't it?
Yeah, they're not that great on their own as 60-60s, but the second you triple want to get 180, sure, suddenly they're huge. That's kind of it now, though, right? That's kind of where he's at. Probably make some fiddling around work.
That's tempting. Obviously
Manted.
in the form of the Mantid.
Sure.
As is the Wildfire, actually. Probably less good than a Leroy at this point in the game when there's so many divine shields that can obviously dampen the power of the Wildfire heavily.
Where are you selling? Like your Zap's dealing with one of their Leroys or their Nadina.
Up.
Your Taunted Leroy's dealing with their Leroy. Your other Leroy's trying to deal with their big Taragoza. They're taking out on the Zap.
More stats. Stats is still very important. You know, it's not all poisons and Leroys.
Right, especially this one with the Divine Shield sort of coming and going on both sides.
Yeah.
What have I become?
Trying to cycle through as quick as possible. More Ellies being found to get the refresher going again.
Got my permits?
Just eating everything.
Just go. Ending on Manted. All right. Almost certainly the last fight of the game coming in here with, like you say, both players having achieved what they want to do, but Torusan trying to get that one extra point to get him closer to check and make his life easier in a potential 2 games time.
Yes. Wow. If he goes to game 8, that would be the first time ever. But the way today is panning out, I would not be surprised in the slightest to have a game 8 today.
Okay, that's the big minion dead before another Divine Shield is applied, and with all of that said and done, that is quite handsomely going to be enough for Rimgosu to close it out and take the win here for the first time for him. Starting off with a second and then a bunch of bad results in a row into the first time for him here, first. Which means every lobby so now, I think we've had a different winner. No single repeat winner at any point along today's action, which is very, very interesting to see. And an instance of yet another different style of comp coming into play. This time relying very heavily on the Taragosas, as we've seen. But those Nadinas placed so gorgeously to be so important, but in the end, falling to the Ellies.
Yeah, and they just were big enough, those triples, again, we've talked about it caught us off guard a little bit. It looked a little bit small, and then suddenly, hang on, there's 150s extra on the board. You can't Leroy all of them. And Stacey Safe for the longest time there did look like he had a chance of taking that lobby down. But those elementals really got big right at the end with the triples and just got there. And the mind games are kind of weird here, right? They reached a bit of a standoff where this is what I can do, and my minions are so big that if I take one out and put in a Leroy, it just makes me worse. So the tech options were quite low at the end there, I think. Although there's always more tech options than you think.
But with that all said and done, a very cool game. The Demon and Ellie synergy, something that used to be more of a player, I think, with obviously, you know, Nomi or Dazzling to buff up the stats, and then the Demon synergy to eat them. And weirdly enough, even with more of the demon eating effects, right, with the Mind Muck and the Picky Eater, I feel like I'm seeing that less and less as time goes on, with Ellie's most of the time being a little too fiddly to make work.
Yeah, I'm just sort of looking at how things are panning out, just waiting to see the standings. But I believe we're going to have 5 players with a lobby in check now, going into game number 7. And that means there's 3 players who are still looking to take it into a game number 8. And that would be absolutely nutty. That would be a Lobby Legends record if we get to a game number 8. And looking at this now, here it is on screen. Dixo, Torasan, Yunchang trying to get themselves into check. Meanwhile, CCC has got over 30 points. What is happening?
He's just been taking it by storm. Like, after a bad start, you know, getting 6th place, but then it's just been bam, 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 top 4 every single time, if not better, and taking us by storm. I mean, I was saying at the start of the day, I really like the way that he has been playing, and even though, you know, River Pusa coming very close to taking the win of his own earlier on, it does mean that Stacey, for me, is still the favorite to take a win, given that he has been going for these risky strats that get him closer and closer to that point. But now that Rim Gosu has entered the fray at this point in the series, I do think he's got a very good chance of getting there himself, right? With a very aggressive style of play, 1st or 8th a lot of the time. And like we say, it really is 1st or 8th and no in between.
Yeah, we were told that at the start of the day. Watch out for Ngosu's style. We've looked at it. So, a 1st, a 2nd, an 8th, yeah, a 6.5, a 5.5, and 1 middle of the pack finish. Yeah, it's pretty accurate. Just all in, you know, lose or bust, or win or bust style. Lose or bust is my style. Win or bust style to the game. And that's what you need in this check. So, a chance now for him to just use his style to win the tournament coming up soon.
Indeed, yep. So we are going to go to a break, probably for the last time in this tournament, as there are 5 players now with the lobby in check. But who knows, it could be a Lobby Legends first of going the full 8 games. So do not go anywhere. Very likely the final game of the tournament coming up after this.